Hi, I'm LKelly and this is my showreel of what I've done as a postgrad broadcasting student at Edith Cowan University in 2013. Good morning, LKelly with an ECU News update. 3 US teenagers accused of murdering Australian baseballer Christopher Lane have faced a US court. They've each been charged in relation to the shooting death of the 22-year-old. Lane died following a drive-by shooting last Friday while he was jogging in Oklahoma City. Premier Colin Barnett admits he's failed West Australians after he was unable to secure the LNG project at James Price Point. Mr Barnett also accused Woodside Petroleum of letting the state down after the company announced they would build the gas hub offshore. Full-size replicas of the state government's proposed light rail trams will be placed in the city today to convince the state government to rethink the proposed route. The City of Perth wants to show shoppers, businesses and the state government that a light rail through Hay Street Mall would be too disruptive. And back in Perth, more of the same tomorrow, but showers and wind should ease by late afternoon. The temperature should drop to 12 degrees overnight, followed by a maximum of 20. And looking ahead, we're in for some showers Friday, continuing into the weekend. Not much change in the temperatures, but it'll warm up a little by Monday, reaching a top of 23 degrees. That's all from me. Back to you, Anya and Roxanne. Yesterday, Parliament House was flooded with protesters. Today, the Premier still won't budge.
The decision to reallocate staffing across our schools, that has been made and it is being implemented. It'll be in place for day 1, 2014.
Mr Barnett has defended his decision, saying the changes are a reallocation of resources to the children and schools that need it most. But it's not the money the unions are worried about.
Our members are absolutely determined to save their jobs, but they're absolutely determined to save the Western Australian public education system. Colin Barnett has absolutely picked the wrong fight here.
The Premier said before the state election there would be no job cuts. The Minister said after the state election there would be no job cuts. Now we learn both of those statements were untrue.
While the Barnett government says there's currently a surplus in education assistance, the unions say if the proposed reforms go ahead, 1 in every 10 will lose their job. United Voice has now started a petition to reverse the cuts and says there is potential for further industrial action.
This campaign will last as long as it takes. We're going to take this campaign to every school gate, to every school fete, to everywhere there are people of Western Australia and talk about why these cuts are going to hurt the kids of Western Australia.
LKelly, ECU News. These kids are putting their taste buds on the line to try something they've never had before: raw food. We're at the Raw Kitchen in Fremantle with 10-year-old Adrian, 6-year-old Harrison and 3-year-old Madison. And believe it or not, this is what's on the menu. And it's all raw. We ordered nachos, pizza and the club sandwich.
Looks nice. Looks good. You don't reckon yours is very nice?
You know, kids are, that's the litmus test. And anyone in nutrition and food, they know it's the kids.
Heath Daly and his partner Emma Gilbert have been involved with raw food for over 5 years. Now, more than ever, business is booming.
I can certainly notice that the last 4 or 5 years has been steady growing, but it's been the last 6 months that it's hit a critical mass point and it's just gone kapang.
All of the dishes on the menu are 100% raw, which means they're unprocessed, uncooked, unaltered and often organic. So to test Heath's theory, we put our judges to work.
Do you like it?
It's yummy.
This is great.
So it looks like it's passed the taste test, and it's pretty healthy too.
The benefits generally are around getting more vegetables in the diet, which means they'll get higher fibre and more nutrients in the diet. However, we know it's not specific just to raw vegetables or grains and things that will give those health benefits. Having a combination of cooked and raw is fine.
Everyone is realising that if you just strip it back to raw food, you feel better for it. Now, how much of that you have to eat to get the result of more energy, better sleep, everything else, is different for everyone.
Now, if you're wondering what ingredients go into the dishes, The nachos is created with fresh guacamole, walnuts and pepitas for the salsa, and the corn crisps are made from organic corn, zucchini, flaxseed, onion and herbs. Harrison's pizza is made with buckwheat, raw tomato, basil, capsicum, macadamia and cashews. And the club sandwich? Uncooked flax cracker bread, avocado, raw mayo, a mango and coriander chutney with salad.
The corn chips were good. The corn chips were great. Even though they were a little easily breakable, but they still taste. They pretty much made it taste good.
Yeah, I only like those white.
You only like the white bits.
And this.
And the top bit.
Because there's so many tomatoes on it and
Yes, there's so many tomatoes.
and it's a new food I've never tried before.
You probably think of raw food as tasteless and boring, but you know what? It's not. The market is so large, you're guaranteed to find options in almost every suburb. So what did our judges score their meals?
4.
Probably give them a 7.5.
10 out of 10. That good.
So it's mixed reviews from the toughest of food critics, and the dietitians say, be careful.
It eliminates some core food groups, and the Australian Dietary Guidelines recommend that we have variety from each of the different food groups. So that includes having things like dairy, your meat, your fish, your chicken, etc.
The good news is, if you want to try it at home, you can.
The internet is perfect for raw food, and there's some great sites up there. If you're curious, just type in, raw pasta, raw cheesecake. You'll get 20 excellent recipes.
Yeah.